Got your rules and your religion all designed to keep you safe. You too. What it do is your boy Benji. We back in between the ropes. Hold on, the vocals? Was that kind of good? Let me know. Again, we back with another video. This is fresh off of Saturday night's main event. It's crazy week of wrestling. Look, we got NXT, we got Saturday night's main event, we got Evolution on the way, we got AEW All In. I don't know if I can cover it all, but I'm going to be able to drop my opinions on what I did see. Saturday night's main event started off pretty solid. Again, before we get into it, I do got to interject and interrupt myself. Guys, thank you for the love. Y'all been sliding this way. Shout out to all the subs. We're over 500 subs. I feel so crying. Nah, but for real, I really do appreciate everybody showing support. And as well, a lot of the people that are dropping comments on the things I should watch and some of the backstories I should get in tune with. I'm definitely excited doing that. I'm probably going to start doing like match of the week segments and stuff like that on Patreon. Like the 1 or 2 times I tried to add the wrestling over here, it's gotten bland. So probably going to be doing it over there alongside the movie reactions and reviews. Going to be a lot more consistent that way. So I appreciate everybody showing support and wanting to be a part of the community. We love all things entertainment this way, so it's only right. But I had my gripes leading up to Saturday night's main event. We're going to talk about some of the things that happened, some of the things we saw. And again, y'all leave me in, your comments and opinions in the section below. Randy Orton comes out, and I think I literally have probably fried a portion of my brain watching this content. If you were in Atlanta, bro, how was the traffic this weekend? What I'm trying to say is I knew it was going to be a long night because Randy Orton walks out with Jelly Roll. He did allude to this moment on SmackDown leading up to this show because he did say and request for Jelly Roll to be in his corner. So Jelly Roll is geeking. This is something that, as a fan myself, I would love to have walked out alongside Randy Orton in a moment like this on the PLE. As far as the match itself, Logan Paul shows up to the ring, and of course he starts arguing with Jelly Roll ringside. What else is there better to do? These two kind of get into it. With the arguments, Jelly Roll gets shoved by Logan Paul. And then he tries to wag his finger at Logan Paul and beg him to try it again, which Logan obliges to. And it leads to Jelly Roll shoving Logan to the floor. All this is going outside the ring for some strange reason starts to anger Drew McIntyre. And again, he takes his eye off the ball, which has been the one common theme over the last couple of years with this dude. He just cannot seem to focus on the task at hand. Respectfully so, if I was Drew McIntyre, it would be tough for me to focus on the task at hand if Jelly Roll is still in my spotlight. He yells at Jelly Roll and tries to return to the match to a downed Randy Orton. Well, Randy would just blame Possum and RKO's Drew leads to the 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul just doesn't like Randy Orton, which, again, is a constant. Jelly Roll just sits back and he just fights his inner demons. Because he just doesn't want his legend to just go down and catch his comeuppance from Logan. He enters the fray and catches Logan Paul with a right hand, which for some strange reason makes Michael Cole go insane. Jelly Roll with the right hand! Jelly Roll with the right hand! Jelly Roll with the right hand! Michael, let's talk about something important. What is happening to Drew McIntyre? Of course, everyone is going to reference the great 2024 he had and how believable he is. Partially because, of course, his size, his stature, and conviction. But, I mean, the dude went toe-to-toe with CM Punk. And let's look at the years prior. He had great feuds with Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. He was a WWE champion. Even though Randy Orton is a legend, what notable wins has he had lately? And if he's supposedly turning soon, why will he be tag teaming with Jelly Roll? I mean, let's think about it, guys. Randy Orton returned a few months back to challenge Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, and we've seen him do nothing since. He got a championship match in the King of the Ring. Don't know why he wouldn't have. If this was basketball or football brackets, most folks were right there in predicting that he would at least get that far. And again, why is Jelly Roll getting a match at SummerSlam and we have an entire roster not getting TV time, let alone time on a PLE? What does this do to progress the characters of Logan, Drew, or Randy? People didn't even think that Drew should have lost this match. Which, again, I don't quite understand what they're looking to do with this guy. He was feuding with Damian Priest, who hasn't had a match on TV in a while. They can't seem to find any place for this guy in regards to the SmackDown division and who he could be possibly feuding with. The dude hit Drew McIntyre with a concerto not long ago after I thought Drew McIntyre put him down at WrestleMania. But they have a part 2 and Drew loses and gets injured. And then they're just like, forget about that. The Drew McIntyre who never forgets anything. Like, I would rather him do another match with Damian Priest, bro, instead of this. Everyone complained about the Travis Scott interruption. And this is what we're getting. More stars showing up to WWE. I'm not mad at it. Right? I get it. They're trying to be a little more commercial. Introduce people from outside the wrestling world. I'm not too upset when it comes to this. But if you're just forcing it down our throats, we're just making people, anybody can get a match on a PLE of all things. It's like what has Jelly Roll done to get himself a PLE match? But we have an entire roster, like I said, who can barely get TV time. We got Ludwig Kaiser jumping in the Grande Americano suit. Carmelo Hayes is, I don't even know. I don't know if he's passed out in catering because he ate too many donuts or something like that. Where is he? CM Punk's gone. John Cena has an upcoming date, but he's been gone since he last lost. We clamored for R-Truth to come back, and the only thing this guy's done significantly is a roll-up win against Aleister Black. Long story short, the show started off with nonsense. But yeah, there's no way that Drew and Logan should lose, even if they really dislike one another. It's Jelly Roll. Like, this Claymore should have, ended this dude's career, right? I will say there was a good spot in the show. This was the cameraman panning around to all the people in the crowd, and he catches Jade Cargill, who, if you didn't remember, is actually the queen of the ring. And while she kind of stands and starts to oral farm and bask in her moment of glory, we see NAOMI creep up on her. And she attacks her. I really just enjoy this feud, man. NAOMI has done so good. She has done so well. I mean, also, if you follow her on social media, bro, she is entertaining. She's absolutely hilarious. And Nick Aldis comes out with all the security guards in order to try to break this thing up, and he mentions that there was something he wanted to do to maintain order in their match at Evolution. And he would have had this conversation in his office, but since they cannot be professional, he will announce it on the mic. Nick, we know you are the GM without plans. This dude goes into whole shows. What's going to happen? Don't know. SmackDown I went to a month or so ago. I had no idea what was on the card. Like, literally. I'm walking into the arena. Everybody's like, hey, who's wrestling today? But yeah, Nick, you enjoy these moments on the mic. But the crowd erupts because Bianca Belair shows up. And she's announced to be the special guest referee. So, Bianca the ref is making a return. It should be entertaining, exciting, especially since she's now going to have to be in the middle of her two friends fighting. I will say, WWE's done a good job with this feud. Now, the next match was Solo versus Jimmy, which really just speaks to another great moment for the Fatu family. A brother versus brother match. Jimmy Uso gets to check off everything from his checklist. I would say there's some dope spots in this match, like outside the ring, Jimmy reverses a big suplex and hits Solo with a German onto the edge of the ring. These guys did some great selling this entire match. And Solo is just entertaining. There was even a moment where Jimmy Uso did a whisper in the wind off the top suplex. Off the top turnbuckle to the outside of the ring. But as someone who was a part of the bloodline, you would think Jimmy Uso would have learned his lesson. But no. He falls victim to paying too much attention to the numbers games. And after kicking Tala Tonga in the head, he returns to a down Solo where he just gets caught with a roll-up. And if a roll-up victory looks familiar to you, literally last night we saw the inverse of this, where Jimmy Uso caught Solo lacking. This pleases Solo and, of course, the numbers game it begins. After the guys gang up on Jimmy Uso and Solo administers a Samoan spike, Jacob Fatu shows up. The commentators are yelling and screaming that this is his return, as if Night as Champions wasn't just like the other day. But anyways, Jacob starts whooping on these dudes and finally faces the big Tongan, Tala Tonga, who actually downs Jacob with a big boot. But this is not enough, as Jacob runs outside the ring and downs 4 people. So he stands tall, or 4 people. Whatever, cool. It's fine. The problem is that now I don't understand why we are supposed to be afraid of Solo Fatu and the MFTs when they cannot even beat one estranged member of the MFTs. And if we really had to think about it, there's been multiple scenarios in which the dudes have ran and cowered, even though they had the numbers advantage. Whatever. The next match was Seth Rollins vs. LA Knight, which I'm sure a lot of people got excited for because they expected this match to be a banger. Yet Seth seemed a little bit ginger after a couple of springs from the top ropes and possibly came down bad. And this seemed legit, and he actually slid to the corner, and LA Knight was held back by the referee, which typically signifies that somebody is hurt. At the end of the day, LA Knight was able to plant with the BFT and win the match. He got up out of there, and hopefully Seth gets well. The problem now is, if Seth Rollins is hurt, what does WWE do? They built up just a couple of people, and many reports are saying that Seth Rollins was supposed to win this match. But let's not worry about that. The nostalgia X that they've been relying on will be gone soon. And outside of that, remember what I just mentioned yesterday, that we've had this company who's built their backs of the company. And they built the bricks of this company. The foundation of this company is 40 and 50-year-olds. I'm not upset about it. A lot of these guys were there during the renaissance of the WWE. A lot of these guys were there, heck, in the Attitude Era, Goldberg. But again, now the whole future thing seems silly, especially since all of the stars will be gone or barely show up now. And we haven't seen anybody else who's been presented as somebody that we should take serious. Let's think about it. The only people that look like they've got a bit of power are the people down in NXT. But we know what happens to the majority of the men who come up from the NXT. Especially if you got a little melanin in you. Our best shot is what? I don't know. Braun Breaker he's carrying the torch? I don't know. But let's say Seth is hurt. WWE has the opportunity to book a gauntlet to battle for the briefcase. And Mr. Knight can win. Wrongs can be righted. Again, I think that him with a briefcase can be booked very, very, very well. And LA Knight's entertaining. So imagine him running around with a briefcase. Talk smack to everybody. Showing up, acting as if he runs the place. I don't know. We could even have segments where he's in Nick Aldis' office with his feet kicked up. Because he has the power. Something. Or maybe even if Seth Rollins is hurt, he holds the briefcase. Because at the end of the day, he doesn't have to cash it in for a year. But it does take away the draw and intrigue and mystique surrounding John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and even Gunther. But again, a lot of people don't believe that Cody Rhodes nor Gunther will be any one of the ones they get cashed in on because there's not anything going on. Yeah, I don't know. This match just seemed like an unnecessary pit stop for LA Knight. It seemed like it was going to get a moment. This could have been something where we would have seen LA Knight get catapulted to the main event scene, but I don't really know what's next for him. But anyway, speaking of Gunther, he did match up against Goldberg, who did one last iconic entrance and walked out with family and friends. So yeah, Goldberg last match, sliding out there with the family, with the people that have been disrespected. He's here to avenge them all. This match actually surprisingly went on pretty long. I don't know. Many people were extremely entertained. I wasn't, but I'm just gonna get to the highlights. Funny enough, we got to see Goldberg go through a barricade. really just launched himself through it, and which does track for me. I mean, this dude is old. There's no way his ACLs are strong enough to apply the brakes when he's running for a spear. And this leads itself to be true as he speared the referee after going for Gunther. So, he got hit with a dodge twice early in the match. He was able to hit Gunther with a spear and even a jackhammer. Yet, he was in so much pain, he was slow to get to the pin. This just gave just enough time for Gunther to kick out after coming to his senses and then choke out Goldberg and win the match. Goldberg was given the mic to address the people, yet his time was cut, and this is likely due to the WWE programming window being over. That's your Saturday night main event. That's Saturday night's main event. What? Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. If you had to ask me, I'm not grading this. I'm not putting this on a grading scale. I was not excited to watch this. I thought there could possibly be something that comes of this, but no, we're right back to Saturday night's main events where nothing eventful occurs. Yep. Well, we got another PLE in Atlanta right afterwards. I mean, we literally had one right before NXT, and then we had one right after Evolution. Again, the only thing that's been built up that anyone should care about is Naomi versus Jade Cargill with special guest referee Bianca Belair. That's it. That's the only thing anyone should care about. I mean, what else would you have gotten from this? What else came of this? Yeah, I really have nothing else to say. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think about Saturday night's main event. Things you yayed for, things you nayed for, and things that were okay. If you had to ask me, this whole thing was a nay. And I mean nay as in nah. Nah. Anyways, y'all let me know in the comments below. Again, stay tuned to the next one.